What does it take for a remake to become truly legendary? I think you're gonna like what you find.
Has it really been 20 years? Well, David, you remind me that of a time where legends were born. How are you guys doing? I'm the VoiceBox, and Konami has dropped the Legacy Series video Part 2 featuring the man himself.
Classic is like sneaking into a secret weapons facility. One little misstep could mean disaster. You have to keep everything that fans love: the story, characters, gameplay, music, and of course, voice acting. But at the same time, enhance it for modern audiences. Not an easy job. So let's dive deeper, and what better place to start than the completely overhauled book.
It doesn't get better than seeing the man who made the voice behind the legend explain such important details, and I know you've all been wanting to know. It's one thing coming from me, but David just adds that level of clarity that can help you guys sleep with a smile on your face.
Delta is built in Unreal Engine 5 to achieve an unbelievable level of detail. All the iconic characters are better than ever, with completely revamped models. Snake is brought to life with extreme realism, incorporating minute details like wrinkles and pores, and even separating the eye and iris, all of which allows us to create visually richer characters. We've also upgraded the battle damage system. Tears, bruises, and bullet holes mar Snake in real time, telling the story of each player's unique gameplay choices. The injuries on your body remain throughout your journey.
That's right, you wasn't dreaming. David could just be figuratively speaking in a poetic manner to describe our journey once again in this wonderful mission. That any injuries we take throughout our journeys is going to be one of our own. But it appears that Delta is going to take realisms to that next level, with cuts and bruises remaining after the injury, but we're yet to see how the survival cure menu will play out. But hopefully they will give us an excuse to use it more often and actually upgrade its systems, such as if we ignore injuries, perhaps they can turn septic, or if we receive bullets in certain areas of the body, it can affect performance and life and stamina gauge, making it so if we don't remove that bullet out of our leg, we can't run very far, or if we don't remove that bullet out of our arm, we can't aim very well. I'm pretty sure that there's going to be something upgraded with the survival menu that'll just make it a little bit more unique than it was than before.
And the rest of the iconic characters, like the boss, return in style. While retaining the original landscape, the thick vegetation of the jungles, forests, and swamps have been completely remade with cutting-edge detail. Every inch of the world has been rebuilt to make the Cold War look beautiful, at least as beautiful as it can be, as you sneak into the jungle. Just make sure to pick the right gear for the job and use your highly advanced stealth training. Metal Gear Solid 3 took gaming to a new level of cinematic storytelling. Delta breathes new life into every cutscene with dynamic lighting, detailed facial animation, and improved sound design. Yet it remains completely faithful, shot for shot, and with nearly all of the original voice acting. Even for longtime fans, watching these updated scenes is like experiencing them for the first time. Commencing virtuous mission now.
It seems safe to say that we can really take an old friend who has been through this journey with us since day one in this epic storytelling series and have some faith that this remake is going to deliver what we know it deserves, not just for us, but for the new audience as well. As David even stated, it seems more than a trustworthy presentation. And keep in mind, David has even played early development of this game already.
So, I know what you probably want to hear the most about. How does the game play? Whether you're old school or playing for the first time, Delta has the best of both worlds. With Legacy style, the game plays like the original, with similar overhead camera and controls. But if you're used to modern shooters, we offer new style with a controllable third-person camera. Both options maintain that trademark Metal Gear Solid stealth action. This is the game you remember, but massively upgraded.
Now I know that some of you will question the state of these controls and the gameplay mechanics as you've seen, but bear in mind it's even stated at the bottom that it's still in development. So for some of you old school bros, don't worry, the legacy is still yours to retain and they haven't forgotten about us, along with a modern set of new controls as well as the rotating camera, which is nothing new, but I bet it's vastly improved on since the HD collection. Rest assured, if the animations and gameplay are still in development, you're guaranteed that some of the other areas of the game itself will be improved on.
I also have some intel to share. Starting today, you can pre-order MGS Delta at retail partners in the Americas, UK, and EU. For fans looking for something special, there are also these incredible collector's editions available in the Americas. I'm joined by special guest producer Noriaki Okamura. Okamura-san, thank you so much for joining us. So please tell us a little bit about your role on this project.
30年以上コナミで働いてます。で、入社当時はポリスノーツというタイトルをやってました。で、メタルギア関係もいくつか参加してて、ポータブルオプスとかバンドデシネは私が直接プロデュースしたタイトルです。で、マスターコレクション今回デルタ、これに関してはですね、メタルギアとしては10年ぶり以上のプロデュース作品になります。
Are there any original Metal Gear staff left on Delta and the Master Collection? And what made you come back to the project?
僕も含めてですね、当時から引き継いでメタルギアの制作に関わっている人間というのはもちろん多いんですけど、
And there was those saying that nobody from the Metal Gear series was working on this amazing title, that all the previous developers had all just picked up and left, which is not true at all, because it's clearly confirmed here now that Noriaki Okamura, who has been in Konami for 30 years working on this brilliant marvel of a title, even police notes, whilst Kojima may not have been here to rightfully be a part of such development, the game is in decent hands, with staff who have worked alongside Kojima, who will no doubt try to make this game as faithful as possible to his original vision.
作られたメタルギア、これを後世に残していくということが僕たちの使命だというふうには思っているんですね。それがメタルギアをまた始めようと思った理由になります。
How did you settle on these games, Delta and the Master Collection?
ですね、マスターコレクションの制作の経緯からまずお話しますと、数年前にですね、メタルギアのストアからですね、実はメタルギアって結構いろいろなものが取り下げられているんですね。で、こうなった理由っていうのが、いわゆるもう結構昔何十年も前のゲームなので、特にその映像の権利回り、実写映像とかの権利回りで、このまま、出し続けることはできないっていうそういった状況になったことがあったんです。で、もちろんですね、早く出し直してくれっていうファンの方々の、要望はものすごく多かったので、なんとか我々も頑張ってたんですけど、どうせ出し直すんだったらその昔のハードで出し直しても、今の人たち遊べなくなっちゃうので、なので、やっぱり、今お客さんの手元にあるハードでやっぱ出し直しをするべきだというふうに思ったんですね。これがマスターコレクションプロジェクトが発足した経緯ですね。で、発売した時に、バグとかですね、操作性の不備とか。
Konami a while back had to pull some games off the net as far as I know, such as the GOG version on the PC, as they stated for legal reasons, and have tried to re-establish it in the Master Collection. That, just as I foretold, would have its issues, but according to Konami, that's been worked on. But it's not something that I really care about, since it's nothing really noteworthy and you can play these games on the emulator anyway in high quality and have been able to do before the Master Collection even arrived. Not to mention the fact that it was a poor piece of quality upon release and it was pitiful, but we can respect the fact that they're trying to rectify that, but I wouldn't know because I'm not keeping up with such affairs. But if we can remain optimistic, then perhaps there is hope that the team at Konami are listening to the loyal and long-time followers of this beloved title that they shall listen to our voices to improve on games that are fair all round. Well, with all that being said, guys, I've got nothing more to say. I'm your host, The VoiceBox. If you're new, please think about subscribing. And for my long-time followers, remember to think outside the box. And I'll see you all soon.
Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater has defined itself as one of the most influential and impactful video games of all time. With Delta, fans can expect an unbelievably detailed update to this classic. Both newcomers and longtime players alike can experience this masterpiece like never before. This is the definitive, once-in-a-generation remake you don't want to miss.